Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Construction Show Product Promo. I'm your host, Jared Downey, and today we have a very high-end, very cool product, Panoramic Doors. We're going to be talking about their product line. We've got Jake Collier on the show.
Yes, sir.
Regional Sales Manager. You got a little bit of a surprise. I don't think you were ready to do this interview.
No, it kind of got sprung on me about 5 minutes ago, but it's okay. You know, I roll with the punches. I adapt to my environment.
Well, you gave me a tour not knowing we were about to do an interview, so.
Did not know.
How many people do you think you've talked to in this last 3 days at IBS?
I mean, if I had to put a number on it, it had to be close to 500 to 600 people, maybe even 1,000. I don't know. The days all blend together. It's just constant traffic moving through, but it's a great time.
Well, you're definitely a positive person, because I was like, they told you're doing the interview and you're like, okay. I'm like, all right.
Hey, that's why I get paid the big bucks,
That's
right?
true. All right, let's okay, you've got a great product line. Let's just walk through maybe high level. Where are you based? Where's the distribution, and then let's get into the specific product.
Yeah, so Panoramic Doors is a very unique company. It's based out of Fort Worth, Texas. And unlike a lot of other products that are out there, this is a factory direct product.
Okay.
But this is direct to consumers. A lot of times when you're working with other companies and stuff like that, you don't have that. You have distributorship.
Yep.
You have all these other people you have to go through. So everything that you're getting from us is exactly what you're going to see versus you going down the street to a window and door company
Right.
that doesn't make their own product. This ships directly to customers' houses, completely custom built to order, to their exact size, dimensions, everything.
Who's are you also the installer?
So I do some installation on the side. I have some crews down in Florida, but Panoramic Doors does not do installs. They just supply the material themselves.
Okay.
We do have installer program, but they are not employees of the company.
Okay, so let's say someone orders. What is that? So they go to you. Then what is that process that they're expecting?
Yeah, so basically what I do is most of the time I ask them, first off, are they working with a contractor or not? Because I need to make sure that these dimensions are 100% accurate. And if they're not, I would recommend them to use one of my preferred contractors to go out there, confirm the dimensions, because once these doors are built, they're built.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you got a door system that's too large for an opening, may have some issues trying to get that to fit. It's easier to make a door system smaller than it is to make it larger when it's on a house that's already built.
Right. So so these, what I'm seeing, like even behind us, even the width of the windows within the doors, this would change then based on those measurements. So everything's custom.
Yes, everything is custom. So on the door systems themselves, we can go a max panel width of 40 inches on each of these, up to 10 foot tall.
Oh, okay. I want to jump because for someone that leaves the interview early, I want to get into the design of these doors, because these are beautiful design.
Thank you.
Can you just walk us through what we're actually looking at? Go right behind us here.
Yeah, so this is number one door I sell in Florida, so that's where I'm located. This is what's called the Coastal Storm Door. This is a DP70 impact rated door. This door was designed to be able to basically withstand hurricane force winds of up to 175 miles an hour plus, impact rated. So there's a product like this for every part of the United States. So just because I'm in Florida and this is a coastal door, what about the people up north? They don't have to deal with the same issues with all the heat and all the hurricanes, but they deal with a lot of snow and weather intrusions. So then we have Chamberlain series doors. There's a door that is specified for each area of the United States that is designed for their local environments and their climates there.
So is the design based on like the framework, or is it the glass that we're talking about for the most part?
It's going to be everything. So every door system is going to have its own glass package. It's going to have its own internals in the actual frame itself too. So for example, on this coastal door, it's going to have a stainless steel interior with reinforced fiberglass built throughout the entire frame with triple pane impact glass. Now, for example, if you were to go with the Chamberlain series door, the Chamberlain series has a foam insulated core around the entire frame itself.
Oh, I see.
I-89 glass for energy efficiency.
Right.
So when it comes to the colder climates or the warmer climates, it either keeps heat in or it keeps it out, depending on where you're located.
So the other thing I wanted to ask is the use applications. Now, I think on your website I saw some, even indoors, some people have them, and then there's so many. So maybe I'll let you walk through and I won't try to remember them.
Yeah. So for example, a lot of people are utilizing these in a lot of office spaces or classrooms for dual usage ability. So,
Right.
Because a lot of times when you have conference rooms, all these glass pieces are completely customizable too. So if you need more of a privacy setting, but you have like an office or a boardroom, you can put frosted glass on here.
Right.
So the applications for these doors are almost limitless. When it comes to commercial spaces and restaurants, a lot of people around the world right now, especially when it comes to the commercial environment, are trying to have an integration with the outdoor to indoor experience.
Right.
And there's not a lot of products out there that are able to fit those needs. That's where these doors come into play.
Right, because you can actually, so the units, we'll bring up a video on that and showing how they're using, because you can use it. I mean, you could take 3 of the panels, put them on the side, and then put them out. So the doors are separate, so there's airflow. There's all sorts of kind of configurations they're installed, right?
There is. And so one of the main benefits of this door is that they're individual panels. There's no attaching hardware between any of these. So the fact that they're individually able to slide, pivot, and stack makes them a lot more user-friendly. Because a lot of people are not opening up their entire door systems all throughout the year. We like to keep our AC bills down, not up.
Yeah. When you get into, so how much of the work is, or the product line is put into new builds versus reno?
So that really boils down to the area of the country. So for example, down in Florida, remodels are absolutely going bananas.
That's everything.
It is, because there's nowhere else to build. So new build applications are huge for this product too, when it comes to a lot of high-rise condos, beach houses, those types of scenarios, because they want to take advantage of their waterfront views.
Right. Yeah.
When it comes to people who have owned their house now for 40 years, 50 years, it's been passed down generation to generation. Sometimes the new kids taking over the house want to renovate that place.
Yeah, expand the use. The patios are all getting bigger now in the backyards. Yeah. The grass spot is getting smaller and smaller. The patios get bigger and bigger. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, let's say it has been 1,000. That's a good sounding number. Let's say it's been 1,000 people that you've talked to. Are there maybe a couple questions that have really stood out to you as, that's a good question? And are there a couple just very consistent questions that pretty much everybody's asking?
Yeah. So, I mean, number one question, when somebody walks up to this door system, they look at it and they go, so what am I looking at here? And you really got to break it down for them, because nobody has seen a product like this.
Right.
There is not a lot of products out there in the market that can individually operate like this. So one of the number one questions I get, well, how do you go in and out every day? Well, the benefit about this door is you have a main access pivot door that acts just like a normal everyday door does. So a lot of people, they're trying to steer away from that sliding glass operation.
Yeah.
Just have that hinged operation.
Yeah.
And so when you show them that, then they say, okay, well, how do the rest of these panels operate? And you have to show them that they're not a bifold. People are so used to hearing this term bifold door. This is not a bifold door. This is a slide pivot stack door. It's its own entity of door system. So when you break that down for them and you show them the operation of it, it's really kind of blows their mind. It's like all these oohs and ahs, and it's really the coolest thing they've ever seen.
Well, you talk about those sliding doors. I don't know if I've ever used a sliding glass door that's been around for 4 years that doesn't have an issue when you try to open it.
Yes.
And so this you can basically slide them in and out, but that main entrance door is just a normal door, just open and shut.
It is. And that's the main traffic door. I mean, that's the everyday use door. I mean, you're not going to sit there and operate your entire bifold door system every single day.
Right, but if it's a nice day, you got guests over, it's a birthday party or whatever. Now you're adjusting the space.
Exactly.
And you mentioned restaurants. Now commercial space must be huge for that, like transition of weather and things like that.
Yes, it really is, because like I said, all these restaurants, they want to have some type of outdoor seating, but when they have the ability to have an indoor-outdoor experience, that allows more people to be able to fit in those places. It allows them to actually use their local climates to their advantage when it comes to building the building envelopes. So a lot of people are going more towards these style doors.
I wanted to get into the actual design, and we'll walk over and take a look at it. But there's not to get too technical, but there's like a little magnet there that sort of pops it and then it swings out.
Yes. So it's called MagnaLink. So the difference between these doors and everybody else, the reason why they're able to operate the way they are, there's a magnet built into the top of that frame, and there's a magnet on each one of those panels. That panel will not pivot out until that magnet connects to it and allows it to lift up, and then you can pivot it out.
Oh, I see. Right. So then and you can kind of, when we were doing it, you can kind of feel it. So there's no forcing it or anything like that.
No, there's not. So there's other products like lift-in slides and stuff like that. This is not like that. This is its own unique product, because every single one of these has a magnet attached to it, and that's how the release is.
Yeah. Something I wanted to ask, if, I used to be in the home exterior business, and obviously a new build. Actually, sometimes the new builds weren't much better than the old one.
You are correct.
It depends on the builder. But one thing is when you do a reno, you don't kind of know what you're getting into until you open it up. What do you sort of say to people managing expectations? They want to install this. They've maybe got maybe half ceiling windows. Are going to tear out those walls, put in this type of system, major renovation. How does it seem to work in integrating it into an older build?
So, I mean, that's a great question because I run across that probably every single day.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they say, all right, well, I got 6 windows right here with the wall underneath it. I want to knock all that out and put your doors in. Well, you got to slow down a little bit when you're doing that because you don't know what is in between those windows. What's holding that up? What's holding that in place? So what I do is I usually get them to get in contact with an engineer. You got to make sure that they're getting the engineering plans to show what's going to happen if you tear those windows out.
30 years by the kitchen, a little bit of water running into that corner.
Exactly.
Yeah. Open it up and
it's a real consultative process,
right,
versus just selling a door system. You really have to sit down with them and break down the entire process step by step. And when you do that and you make them understand it, you create a very realistic expectation versus telling, oh yeah, I'll sell you a 17-foot door. That's the size opening you want. Perfect.
Right. Yeah.
And they get the product and then they're sitting on it for a year.
Yeah. And I guess that direct to consumer, that's sort of the key there, right? Because if you were in this, I mean, these aren't, I don't think you're promoting these as these are the cheapest doors on the market or anything like that. That's not what you're selling.
No. What we're selling here is a dream.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have these ideas in their head. And it's my goal at the end of the day to do everything I can to help them achieve that. Whether that be them opening up to their big lake front backyard, or they just want to have more ability to go inside with their family and their kids and be able to utilize their space and everything. But it's an entire process from start to finish. It's not just selling a door system to somebody.
You know what I think you also are too is someone's going to look at this product and then they're going to go home and then over the next like 2 years it's like,
Oh my God.
And then it builds and builds and builds.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And there's people I've had conversations with 2 years ago that are like, Jake, I'm so sorry I wasted so much time. I need the orders tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then they call me back and they're wanting to get it.
They can't wait any longer.
No.
What is the supply chain like? What should people expect if they're actually ordering it?
Yeah. So, I mean, this is the American made product and it's made out of Fort Worth, Texas. Our lead times are some of the fastest in the industry. A lot of people are getting their products and their raw material from all over the world. We locally source here in America. So when it comes to these door systems, anything that's going to be non-impact, we actually make the signature aluminum door in-house. We make that glass ourselves. There's a 4 to 6 week lead time on that.
Okay.
Most companies right now are sitting at 16 to 20 weeks on their lead times. You get into the impact glass realm, that's sitting at around 8 to 10 weeks. As far as industry standard goes, we're some of the fastest in the industry.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, so we are going to, we'll put a link to it. People can reach out. You're on LinkedIn, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, we'll put your information. They can contact you directly. Thanks for stepping in and doing this. I hope the coffee helped. Give you
it definitely did. Give me a little pep in the step.
Little extra boost. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for watching. Of course, go check them out. They've got a LinkedIn page, so go follow Panoramic on LinkedIn. Connect directly with Jake. You will also put a link to their website. See you on the next episode of The Construction Show.